Wins it its own way. Woody Stephens just as impressive with 5 straight Belmont wins. A profile of Woody now with Dave Johnson.
Racing nostalgia is everywhere at Belmont Park. And here on the second floor of the clubhouse is an area that celebrates past winners of the Test of the Champion. And most of the fans who stop here seem to dwell on these last 5 frames as a tribute to a man who at an age when most folks are retired or dreaming of that little house in Florida is at the zenith of his career. Woody Stephens, you see, has done the impossible. He has trained the winners of the last 5 Belmont Stakes. And a fan just told me this place is reserved for Gone West. Another fan told me they don't have enough room here for Woody.
Danzig Connection brought Woody Belmont Trophy number 5 in a melting pot town that loves a winner but is finicky about its sports heroes.
I've been in New York over 40 years training horses, and they just seemed all the way. They've been so wonderful to me, and they holler at me, there's my man, there's my trainer, you go to get another one. And so the first thing they know, they have me believing it.
Whether they be blue blood or blue collar, nobody turns them on like the Kentucky boy turned New Yorker. As we strolled through the grandstand, he couldn't stop thinking about last year.
It was just unbelievable. Yeah. I don't think it dawned on me for even till that evening when finally I got home and began to relax a little bit over a couple of scotches, and I said, this has been quite a day.
You got to get it, Woody. You got to hit it. You got to make it. Good luck. Hey.
Got to be the winner, Woody.
Got to get it all the way.
There we go.
They love you.
These are my people. I feel now I am New York, and I kid people when they come to run against me. I say, when you cross that Hudson, those buildings get tall, and you're coming to me.
In the Peter Pan Stakes, Woody would try a bold new plan. He instructed jockey Eddie Maple not to take his speed horse to the front. For this trip, the colt, a $1.9 million yearling purchase, would be taken off the pace to see how versatile, how deep, how much Gone West had inside.
With 50 years experience behind you, you've learned to roll with it, and there's nothing I can do for a horse now that I haven't done before, and there's nothing a horse can do for me that he hasn't done before.
No matter how many thousands of races this 73-year-old former jockey has seen, trained for, or bet on, his competitive desire is as strong as ever.
Get him, Eddie! Get him, Eddie!
Gone West, racing wide and carrying 12 pounds more than Leo Castelli, didn't catch him. Only Woody would use a $200,000 race as a prep. Consoling the Mills family, he knows there will be other times to celebrate.
I've been around too long to really suffer too much pressure. When I first came, it did. When I would lose, I'd worry about it and things like that. But now I've learned to win and go home. I've learned to lose and go home.
It's Belmont Day. Can you win number 6?
I'm bringing a horse over here. It's in terrific form. He's good, and he's doing things right. And I really think this horse has got a good chance. I think a lot of things depend on what kind of pace we get, but I believe he'll run well.
Would you have won the Derby or the Preakness had you run Gone West in those races?
Well, he sure deserved a chance at him, but Mr. Mills, he didn't feel like making the trip himself, and he's having fun with this horse, so I left him where he can see him run.
But would he have won it?
He might. I believe he would. They were both slow races. I think he'd had a big chance to win them.
And what about Conquista Rose?
I entered him for mud only, and I've scratched him.
Woody, if you finally win this one, making it 6, are you going to call it quits and retire?
Well, I counted those colts in that barn this morning. There's 18 of them down there, so I have to take another look this fall.
Good luck, Woody.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, that man certainly knows his way from the clubhouse to the winner's circle. So does a lady as well, and she is in the paddock right now with Lynn Swan.
Thank you, Al. Lucille, after having won 5 Belmonts, when he wakes up for this, is it just like another day trying to win one?
It would be. He's up early the next morning at the Belmont racetrack.
If there's any little habits or idiosyncrasies, what might they be for Woody on this day?
Well, he'd keep that a secret. I don't think I would know.
Is there any signal between the two of you that you can detect when you know that Woody's a little nervous about a race, this race in particular?
Well, I think when they get close to that finish line, you can see him getting real excited if it looks as though we have a chance.
Yeah. During last night at the Belmont Ball, you said he was there. He was up all night long having a pretty good time, yet he got up this morning feeling pretty good.
Yes, he did, and he spent the morning out there with reporters and newspapermen and different you know, owners and trainers, and he had a ball.
That surprised you a little bit?
Well, no, I'm used to him getting up early.
Okay. You got the winner picked in there?
Well, I'm hoping Gone West.
We didn't really have to ask you that question. We know where your heart's at. Okay. Jim?
All right, Lucille and Woody Stevens met a long time ago in a little town in Kentucky. There is the scene at Belmont again. It's the largest crowd since affirmed at the Belmont. More than 64,000 here today, and with good reason.
Live at Belmont Park, and we're less than 20 minutes away from post time now. And Ali Sheba, of course, is the odds-on favorite, being held at 4-5. Very much the horse to beat as he attempts to become the 12th Triple Crown winner. I'm with Dave Johnson. It's time to analyze some of the contenders. I'm wondering about one thing. When you go back over the past 8 years, 6 of the last 8 Belmont winners passed up the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Bolt. Do you see any significance in that?
Historically, then, the horse to beat here is the fresh horse, and only we're talking about 2 horses. One is a throwout, Manasseh Jack. The other is the real danger in this field, and that's Gone West.
Let's keep in mind, of course, Ali Sheba had won only one race, a maiden race at Turfway Park in Kentucky prior to winning the Kentucky Derby. Now he's the odds-on choice here. What chance do you give him today?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he won, but I think he's very vulnerable, and he's certainly no value at 4-5, Al. He's never been a mile and a half. In fact, anything can happen when 3-year-olds go a mile and a half for the first time. So it's a lot to prove this afternoon.
You know, it's funny. Cumulatively, Bet Twice has been beaten in the 2 races by a length and a quarter, yet Ali Sheba's 4-5. Bet Twice with not a lot of backing today at 8-1.
And if Ali Sheba makes a misstep, the horse that's going to pick up all the pieces might be Bet Twice. There he is right there.
Number 5, Bet Twice, Craig Perret up. What about Crypto Clearance? He's getting some backing today, but he has run a couple of disappointing races. From the rail at Louisville, he used that as an excuse, and then Schulhofer didn't like the fact that Santos took him on the inside down the stretch, the slowest part of the course at Pimlico. What about Crypto Clearance?
Well, I won't criticize the jockey. I believe that he had some bad luck. He could certainly surprise this afternoon, but let's remember that Lafitte Pinkai Jr. is riding Crypto Clearance. He's had a fabulous last 5 years. He's won the Belmont 3 of those 5 and finished second twice. He can get the job done.
And your winner is?
My winner is Gone West. I believe Woody will do it.
I need a big long shot.
Who's your winner?
Chocolate One on the far outside. All right, the Belmont coming up, and we'll be back in a moment.
And so the music is played again. From my old Kentucky home to Maryland, my Maryland. Jack Van Berg, the trainer there on the right, has heard them both. And now it's the sidewalks of New York before the crowd of 64,000. A tremendous roar when Ali Sheba came on the track. Of the crowd waving and cheering as the horse that's after the Triple Crown goes by. They love Woody Stevens here, but it's interesting. They've adopted Ali Sheba too. This is a thrilling moment. The Big Apple isn't very sophisticated right now. Ago, a firm did it. Nobody since. The last to have a chance, Pleasant Colony in the early 80s, and he couldn't do it. Now they make the turn. We'll have the post parade. And why don't we spell them out for you? Here is number 1A. Remember, 1 Conquistadors has been scratched. Gone West. Woody Stevens' hope to win his 6th Belmont in a row. Eddie Maple aboard, and he's been here before. The odds you see at 5-1. the son of Mr. Prospector. Number 2 is Leo Castelli, named after a 79-year-old art dealer in New York. Half of the Leroy Jolly Train entry, owned by Peter Brandt, as is the other half. Leo Castelli, a son of Sovereign Dancer. Then we have number 2B. 2B Gulch, who beat older horses very recently in the Metropolitan Handicap. Gulch, ridden by Pat Day, the other half of the Jolly entry. Number 3, Avies Copy, lightly regarded when he went to the Kentucky Derby, but he finished an impressive third, and since then has won the Jersey Derby, but still being held at 29-1. Number 4, the Horse of Destiny. Well, that's what we're here to find out. Ali Sheba, son of Ali Dar, trying to surpass what his father did before him. Chris McCarron aboard. Number 5 is Bet Twice. Bob Levy's horse, the son of Sport and Life, second in the Derby, second in the Preakness, trained by Jimmy Kroll and ridden by Craig Perrette, who's never ridden in the Belmont before, rather remarkably because he rides in New Jersey most of the time. Number 6, why he's here, everybody wonders. The mystery horse from Massachusetts, Manasseh Jack, the son of Lord Avey, who's the son of Lord Gaylord. Not much else known about him. He was second in a stake up in Massachusetts his last out. That's about it. Number 7, Crypto Clearance. This was the horse everybody was talking about on Preakness Day, but this week he's sort of been forgotten. Still, the odds on him, 9-2, so the crowd thinks he's got a good shot. Crypto Clearance, Lafitte Pinkeye Jr. up. If it's a stretch drive, you almost have to bet on Lafitte Pinkeye every day. At number 8, rounding out the field, another sort of forgotten horse. A good deal talked about him before the Derby. Chocolate One, owned by Edward Anchel, ridden by Angel Cordero Jr. And if he doesn't know the Belmont track, nobody in the world does. Charles E. Candy has moved out here with us now. Charles E., there's a tendency to put down this horse. And even though he's won the Derby with great courage, won the Preakness, I can't buy it. I think he can run all day. I have to pick him. How do you stand?
I feel the same way, Jim. I pick him now to win the Triple Crown, and I don't understand the lack of respect he gets either. Part of it certainly is the Lasix issue, which he will probably put to rest this afternoon. The other is they say his times have not been fast. Well, it took him a long time to fall on his face and get up again in the Derby, so we'll throw that one out. And the Preakness time was not a slow time. The track was different this year, so considering the way the track has been in the past, you put that time in proportion, it was a big race. And he ran very, very well in both of those races.
How do you see this race being run today, Charles?
We have a lack of serious speed in here. I think we'll probably see Avies Copy on the lead. He was on the lead wire to wire in the Jersey Derby last out, going 1.25 miles. He came from off the pace in the Kentucky Derby, but I don't think he meant to be that far back. I think he was shuffled back. He'll be on the lead, but he'll certainly be trying to slow it up, and I think we'll see the field pretty close. No one's going to let anyone get too far out of sight.
It could be so exciting coming down the stretch. You know, 21 horses have come to the Belmont with a chance to win the Triple Crown. 11 have done it, 10 have not. Here are the horses who have not been able to do it. Pensive in 44, Tim Tam, some great names. Look at Carry Back, and the great Northern Dancer. He couldn't do it. Kauai King, the Maryland bred. Forward Pass couldn't do it, or Majestic Prince, or Cañonero second, the Cinderella horse, the South American owner. Spectacular Bid got that pin in his foot, or did he? And he couldn't do it. And Pleasant Colony in 1981. The last trainer to have a shot at it was the colorful trainer of Pleasant Colony, Johnny Campo. Lynn Swan talked to him a little bit earlier, and here's what Johnny had to say.
Have you ever gone to sleep at night, had a dream, and dreamed, what if Pleasant Colony had won in 1981?
You're right. Well, you know, if's a big word, you know. You remember that. If. I don't know if it would change the outcome of the horse himself, you know. It would have, he never really got any recognition anyway because he was never a good two-year-old. So I don't know if it would have changed, like, his being a stud or his value, or my way, you know. Because you're the same trainer, you know, you just go on from there, that's all.
Okay, post time, not so very far away right now. About less than 7 minutes, so stay with us. L.A. Law, and he's been sort of a good luck charm, he feels. He's been following Ali Sheba all spring. And by the way, he's going to be on Monday Sports Night with Al Troutwig at midnight. Remember that brand new show? It's really terrific, too. And some of the other features on that show will be interviews with Michael Spinks and Jerry Cooney. They're going to have the Reverend Jesse Jackson talking about the black situation in baseball management. Don Baylor of the Red Sox, Dick Vitale. going to be quite a show, so be sure to see that. Triple Crown winners. We showed you the ones who came and failed. These are the ones who came and did it. The first, Sir Barton. They didn't even know it was the Triple Crown then. It was really invented as a phrase some years later. Gallon Fox did it at Omaha. War Admiral. The names ring down the years. Whirl Away and Count Fleet. Assault and Citation. Secretariat with his 31-length victory here in 1973. Seattle Slew, and of course Affirmed, the last one in 1978. Affirmed in 1978. Steve Cawthon standing by in London. Can you believe it's been 9 years ago?
Hardly. It seems like yesterday, really.
Does this bring back any thoughts of it? Can you remember going to the post?
Well, I think that you know, certainly after the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, I was feeling the pressure going into the race. But once I got on the horse and you get on with your job, you start to feel, you know, you get so your concentration gets so in depth, and you're just thinking about the race and everything.
I guess you're aware by now that the Kentucky has. Oh, excuse me, couldn't hear you.
Sorry. Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say that then, you know, you sort of, your concentration is totally on the race, what you're going to do, or what you hope to do. And when the gate opens, which when the gate does open, anything can happen. So I just, it is a very sort of tense moment, and you're just trying to keep your horse relaxed and yourself relaxed, and just be ready, be prepared for anything, really.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve. There is Woody Stevens looking for number 6. Will he see it when the race is over? I guess you noticed that Kentucky has disappeared from Steve Cawthon's voice and is replaced by something of a British accent. Well, they're nearing the starting gate now. There is Gone West. Yeah. A quick look at the odds again. Conquista Rose scratch. Gone West 5-1. Leo Castelli and Gulch the entry 7-1. Avi's Copy has to be an overlay at 29-1. Ali Sheba at 4-5 still. Bet Twice, the second place horse. Remember the Derby and the Preakness, 8-1. Manasseh Jack going up now to 44-1. Crypto Clearance at 9-2. A lot of support there. And Chocolate One at 19-1.
It's interesting, Jim. It appears that the Lafitte factor is getting more attention than the Woody factor. Crypto Clearance 9-2. Woody a long shot, really, at 5-1.
There's Jack Van Berg, along with a large group. The whole family of Scarboroughs is here. The 3 sons and the daughter, who's the co-owner. And now as Gone West goes into the stall and the crowd cheers, let us move upstairs to the man who called the race again for us today, Dave Johnson. Have a good one, Dave.
There goes Ali Sheba. And as Steve Cawthon said, they have to be ready for anything. Chris McCarron injured in a spill last October, back in half the time. And here he is trying for the Triple Crown. Bet Twice is in. And Manasseh Jack. And there goes Pinkai and Crypto Clearance. Post positions were drawn by lot. That's why the entry, Leo Castelli and Gulch on the outside. Chocolate One, Angel Cordero, 1 win in 16 tries in the Belmont. That was with Gold Ford. And in goes Gulch, and we're ready for the start of the Belmont Stakes. And they're off. Ali Sheba gets to the front by a head, but on the outside, there goes Gulch. And Eddie Maple on the inside zooms up Gone West, and Gone West takes the lead. Mickey Solomoni has Avi's Copy right into the second spot, with Bet Twice in third. Then comes Gulch along the inside. Ali Sheba is now in 5th position as they round the first turn. Back to the front end. It's Gone West with an easy lead by a length and a quarter. Avi's Copy is in second by 2. Bet Twice is racing third, 3 parts of a length. At the rail, that's Ali Sheba in 4th. Crypto Clearance is racing 5th. Gulch is next, then Leo Castelli. Chocolate One, and Cordero is literally standing up in the irons as he was in tight quarters or having some sort of a problem. And far back, Manasseh Jack is 9th as they move on to the backstretch. Now it's Avies Copy in front by 2.5 lengths. Gone West has taken the second spot, and Bet Twice is third by the same margin. Ali Sheba, looking for the Triple Crown, is in fourth position and some 8 lengths off the lead. Crypto Clearance with Pinkai on the outside is next. Then Chocolate One, then the entry of Leo Castelli and Gulch, and far back, Manasseh Jack. They move down the backstretch. The first quarter in a slow 24-2, 49-2 for the half, 3 quarters in 1:13-4. This is not a fast pace, and that's why Avies Copy is looking real good right now with Solomoni. He's in front by 2, but now the field starts to tighten up. Maple asks for more and gets it with Gone West moving through between horses. Craig Perrette puts Bet Twice in gear, and now on the outside, it's Bet Twice taking command. Gone West is second. At the rail, it's Avies Copy third. And then Crypto Clearance and Ali Sheba races a team in fourth and fifth. Chocolate One and Leo Castelli. The story is right now Bet Twice, who's drawing away to lead it by some 4 lengths. Gone West is holding the second spot. Crypto Clearance is third. McCarran between horses looks for racing room and is in a little bit of trouble. Back into the fourth spot. Avies Copy drops back to be fifth. They've got less than a quarter of a mile to go. And look at Bet Twice. He's drawing away. 3/16 of a mile to go. Perrette looks over his shoulder, and there isn't anybody within 6 lengths of him. And down the stretch they come. It's Bet Twice, and he's just destroying this field. He's in front by 10. Crypto Clearance is second. Ali Sheba is next with a late charge Gulch. But look at the finish of the Belmont. Craig Perrette raises his whip in victory. The horse that finished second to Ali Sheba Twice has literally destroyed this field in 1/10 in a very slow time of 2 minutes 28 and 1/5 seconds. It was Bet Twice stalking the early lead on the backstretch, taking it on the far turn, and with Perrette aboard, drawing away to win it. There's a photo for the place.
Woody Stevens in disappointment. And there, Bet Twice, Craig Perrette, who has spent most of his career in New Jersey, but had never run in the Belmont before, has won the Belmont Stakes with a tremendous performance by Bet Twice. Unofficially, it appeared to us that Ali Sheba was probably fourth. If that is the case, Bet Twice has not only won the Belmont, but will win the $1 million bonus for most points in the 3 races. Well, Charlesy.
A mild upset to say the least, but certainly Bet Twice has given every indication all the way through the Triple Crown what a good horse he was with game seconds, and now the victory is his.
Let's see if they can hear us. Craig, can you hear me? This is Jim McKay.
Yes, sure can.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't hear you. The crowd is terribly loud here. Chris McCarran there, and those 2 horses, those 2 jockeys have gone at it in all 3 races. There is Chris McCarran. He had won the last 3 Triple Crown races in a row. Last year's Belmont, this year's Derby and Preakness, but not today.
Certainly a huge disappointment. There was some interference on the turn down there. It appeared that Ali Sheba might have been seriously bothered, but he really didn't look a strong contender at any point. He was not quite the same horse today. Evidently, there is an issue.
Well, you know, it looked to me like he was bothered as they were in the middle of the last turn. Now, so there could be an objection. If there were an objection and it were sustained, it could mean that $1 million bonus will change back.
It could be. And obviously, it does not interfere with Bet Twice. He was in front by then. It looked as though Crypto Clearance, there was kind of a jam there at the turn. But certainly a disappointment, no Triple Crown, but a tremendous race for Bet Twice.
But remember that all Ali Sheba had to do was finish third to at least share in the $1 million. So we'll wait to see if there's an objection. We won't know that until the jockeys come back and weigh in. That is when Chris McCarran would register an objection, as he has one. There is no steward's inquiry. And there, another look at Craig Perrette out of Louisiana. Been some good riders come out of there. Eddie Delahousse is another one. Let's see if we can get another look.
Here's
Charles,
the point. Yes. Now, see, that's Crypto Clearance on the outside, Ali Sheba in the middle, and that's Gone West. And now watch Ali Sheba. I think he tries to get through. There's no room, and he's going to be pinched back, and Chris is going to have to kind of stand. See, right there.
Yep.
Yanks up and turns him sideways. Oh, look at that. Oh, rough trip.
And that was the race, as far as Ali Sheba was concerned. He couldn't quite do what he did in the Derby.
He couldn't withstand that, and Bet Twice by this time is gone. He's 3 or 4 in front and going easily with no threat whatsoever.
Now here is Chris, headed for the scales right now. Registers an objection, gets on the telephone upstairs to the stewards.
We'll watch him. They'll reach for that phone right there when he steps off the scale. He'll call the stewards and file can't believe there won't be an objection. Yes, he's going to the shed.
Okay.
Yes, he is. There he goes. He's making a call.
For the call upstairs. So it looks like we will have an objection, and that means that $1 million is still hanging in the balance here.
It will be against Crypto Clearance, who was second, I would suspect, or actually it looked as though it was gone west. It's hard to tell. Without seeing the head-on shots, we shouldn't make any judgments from here until we see the head-ons.
No, but we do know that Chris McCarron, the rider, apparently thought that he was impeded in the race and should be placed higher. Once again, as Charles said, the question is not Craig Perret or bet twice.
Jim, I think we stand corrected. If he was making a filing with the stewards, he would have stayed there to stay on the phone. I think he ducked in there for a drink of water. I don't think there's any objection. No, I do not.
There's Bob Levy, the owner of Bet Twice. We said earlier that his family has paid its dues. His father, Leon Levy, was the co-founder of the Atlantic City Racetrack, had many fine racehorses, many stakes winners, but never what we call in racing the big horse. Well, he's got him now. This is the horse that Bob Levy gave away shares in to some 40 of his friends and relatives. And here is Craig Perret's reaction to victory in the Belmont. Watch it. And Chris McCarron wasn't close enough to slap his hand the way Craig did to him in the Preakness.
There he is, the biggest, sweetest, greatest victory of his racing career. And
those
it shows.
Those two, we should certainly assume, if all goes well, will go on to the Travers in Saratoga in August, and we're going to be there. $1 million purse for that one this year. This could be a rivalry that would go on through, maybe even through their 4-year-old year. Okay, so the result is in, but it is not official. You better stay with us. And, of course, we'll be talking to the winners and seeing the presentation of 2 trophies.
And the results are now official as we are back live at Belmont Park. And I suppose for his backers, you had to bet thrice to come up a winner on Bet Twice. But those who stayed with him have just collected $18. The results are official. Bet Twice with Craig Perret up is the winner of the Belmont Stakes and the winner of the $1 million bonus, because Ali Sheba winds up 4th, and he winds up 4th by about a head. On the left, of course, is Jack Van Berg, trainer for Ali Sheba, and on the right, the man who watched his streak end today after 5 consecutive Belmont victories, Woody Stevens, with his horse Gone West finishing up the track. Now we're going to pick up the race on the backstretch. Coming out of the gate, he got off to a slow start, but found position early on, and here he is 3rd.
And Perret guns him to the front on the backstretch as Gone West moves right with him, and Avies Copy, who had the lead down the backstretch, drops back to be 3rd. Unleashing a tremendous burst of speed as they move to the far turn. Perret knows this horse. He was confident in him. He surprised him in the Florida Derby. I think really Craig thought that he could win this afternoon, and he certainly showed him. He annihilated this field.
And he was able to take advantage of the very slow fractions, 1:13 and 4 at the 6 furlong mark in this 12 furlong race, 1:38 for the mile, and he wins it going away.
When he passes the red and white pole, there'll be a 1/4 of a mile to go. Perret is going to look over his shoulder a couple of times, and there's no one within striking distance. At this point, here comes Crypto Clearance, who had been far back early, and that slow early pace certainly didn't help him, because Bet Twice, by stalking the leaders and lurking, just accelerated, and then they couldn't catch him.
And as we watch the horses come across the finish line, keep in mind, if Ali Sheba winds up 3rd, he shares the $1 million bonus. If he winds up 2nd,